Hello, my name is Elizabeth Hampl-Beck, and welcome to my YouTube channel for my hammer throw. So this is my very first video on this page, and I wanted it to be like an introduction video because I just wanted to get out there, like, why I'm doing this, why I have come out of retirement and step back into the throwing ring. I also wanted to talk about like how I plan on fitting my training into my, my busy daily life. What my goals are, how working on this is also a stepping stone to a lot of other stuff that I want to do in my life. And so it's, so it's just kind of get to know me and like what my purpose for doing this is. So if you don't know me, my name is Elizabeth Hampl-Beck, formerly Elizabeth Hampl. When I married, I hyphenated my name. And had a love for sports at a very, very young age. I was exposed to sports through my parents and through my siblings, and all of us were active, all of us did sports. And so it was just something that I guess that actually came to me just to, pick up sports and just go with it and have fun. And I loved it. I love it. And here's the thing, I don't like watching professional sports, but I like participating in it. There's a lot of things, and not only the physical and mental benefits of it, but like developing certain characteristics or certain skills and talents that you develop as an athlete that can apply and benefit you in other areas of your life. And so that is why I really, really like athletics. And so I tried a lot of different sports growing up when I was little, but then in high school, I started to focus on only volleyball and track. In volleyball, I was the outside hitter, even though I was one of the shortest hitters, but I was very explosive. I was a very explosive athlete. And sorry, I'm looking out my window. And so I went to do track to be a sprinter, and one of my friends who was a senior, Erin Wyckoff, she asked me if I wanted to try out to be a thrower, and I was kind of like, nah, and she's like, no, you really should, and I was like, okay, I guess I should try it. And I'm so glad that she invited me to try that, because it's led me to where I am now, my love of throwing. And so I'm so grateful for that. And so excelled in volleyball, but especially in track. Volleyball was my first love, like my first sport that I loved, but I grew to fall in love with track. There's just so many different, it's like a team sport, but also a very individual sport as well. And I think I really like that because you're only good as your team is. And so, oh no! And so for like track being, such an individual sport, you can go as far as you really want to. Let me see if I can prop this up again. I have it like balancing on stuff, to get a better angle. Okay, let's just put this down here. Okay. And, oh my goodness, guys. This iPad is not. There we go. Okay, this is gonna be a goofy video, but it's real life. So I went on to college. I went to Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville, SIUE, and that is in Southern Illinois, and it is literally like 25 minutes outside of St. Louis, Missouri. And so I was in that Metro East area of St. Louis, and I loved my college experience. But I gotta say, college isn't easy. The things that you experience during college, during those, those years as a young adult, and college on top of it is difficult, but I loved my college experience. The person I grew into, the things I experienced, the things I learned, I loved it. And if someone were to ask me, hey, would you do your college experience all over again? In a heartbeat, I would say yes. Yes, I would. And so me and my husband got married right before our senior year started. He went to Southern Illinois University, Carbondale, SIUC, and our schools were about 2.5 hours apart. And so he was in the aviation management program, and I was in the community health education program. And so made it a little difficult our first year of marriage because he I commuted 30 minutes to my college, and he commuted an hour and a half to 2 hours one way to his college. So I was super grateful for that, just because I was at my college late for trainings or whatever class and stuff. And I'm very grateful that he was so supportive in me being successful in my goals, passions, and my dreams. After college, I had the desire to continue to train professionally. But I was just burnt out in life. And I know a lot of you guys may understand that just sometimes you get beat down and you're burnt out. And I have a bad knee, and so I went to go get it rechecked out at an orthopedic specialist, and he pretty much told me that I need to start training on it. And I guess that kind of gave me a good excuse to stop training on it. A professional told me that I need to stop training on it, and I really wish I would have found someone who would have supported me in what I was trying to do, get a second or third, fourth opinion. But it was hard. And, I always believe that things do happen for a reason, and stuff like that. So, maybe I wasn't in a very good mindset, to train professionally at that time. And so that's okay. So we decided to start growing our family. So we have 2 rambunctious toddler boys. They're 17 months apart, and they are so fun, and they are so smart, and they're crazy little kids. And that's the thing about smart kids, or smart anybody, is they get bored so fast. And if you don't keep them occupied or busy or like engaged in something that it like challenges their mind, they'll get into trouble. And so I have a 3.5-year-old and a 2-year-old, and it is a wild adventure. I'll just say that. So, so we decided to grow our family. We probably won't have any more biological children, only because pregnancy is very, very difficult for me, just because I experience a lot of high risk stuff. And it's not a good, it is probably the worst 9 months of my life. And so, probably end up adopting if we do have more kids. But as of right now, these 2 keep our hands full, our hearts and our hands full. So, right now we live in northern New Mexico in a very rural town, and I love it here. I love small rural towns. I wish we did live closer to, stuff like Sam's Club or like shopping places or stuff like that. But it is what it is, and we love it here. As soon as we moved here, I knew this is where I was supposed to be, and I knew that my goals and dreams would come alive here, and I love it here. I've lived all over the United States, being in a military family, and this place is the only place that has truly felt like home to me, and that just kind of testifies to me that this is where I'm supposed to be, and I love it. And so me and my husband, we are business owners along with my father-in-law. We own a local movie theater, and that has been a crazy, wild ride. We have owned it for 1.5 years now, and so we actually reopen back up, because all this COVID stuff. We open back up next week, and so it's been a little crazy because we're working on projects around the movie theater, reupholstering, putting new LED lights in behind the sign, a whole bunch of stuff. And so we have been busy regardless during this quarantine time. And so that's been fun. I'm also part-time right now. I don't know when, but I'm hoping to eventually work up to full-time. I am the director of community programs at our local Parks and Rec department, and I love it. And I had so many fun things planned this summer for everybody in our community, for all age groups, for all levels of activity, physical activity. And then this happened, this COVID stuff. So that kind of put in my plans. And but I love planning. I'm goal oriented. I love writing plans down. I love okay, if we want to do this, this is what the steps are. And that's just how my mind works. And I love writing everything down. I'm someone who likes, paper copies of stuff and just to write. And I just love it. And so, being able to create programs that I see are necessary, and to lead those or find people to lead those has been really rewarding and very satisfying. And I remember right after I got out of college, I was, working some jobs, and I'm like dreading to go to work, and they weren't awful jobs, but I didn't feel fulfilled. I didn't really feel challenged. I didn't really enjoy going to work because of those things. And I was just like, is this what life's going to be like? Is this what a job's going to be like dreading to go to work? And this job, I love to go to work. And I really hope that you guys will maybe eventually, or if you haven't yet, be able to find a job that you guys absolutely love. But here's the thing is, this position was like created for me just because I was like, hey, let's do this, and they're just like, okay, my boss was like, let's just make this a position for you. I was like, okay. And so, it's just, you find what you love and what you're good at, and you make it your job. And I guess that's just kind of what happened. And it's awesome. So let's talk about, I have a little notes right here just so I stay on track, because I can ramble on, guys. So let's talk about why I decided to get back into throwing. So, ever since high school, I always had a dream of going to the Olympics. And it wasn't really in track. Like at first I was like, it'd be awesome to go to the Olympics in volleyball. But I guess I just had this inner desire to reach the highest level of something I'm good at. And so I've always, even in college, I was like, I want to go to the Olympics in hammer throw. I want to be a world-class hammer thrower. I want to be a professional hammer thrower. And getting injured, stuff like that. But why I decided to throw again is because, first of all, now is a better time than any time, really, because you can't change the past. So now is a better time than any time. I'm 27. So compared to other athletes that, maybe don't have kids, aren't married, right out of college, I'm a little bit older than them, but 27 is actually still young. So still young. I have a burning, even after all these years, I have a burning desire and determination to get to that level, to reach that level. I actually have a very, very good support system here. I have a location to throw. I've already started getting sponsors, and which I definitely am open to finding more sponsors, because this journey is not a very cheap one, I should say. But I already, people have already came to me asking if they can, help support me in this journey, like financially. I have a place just literally like 4 houses down. Go throw that away. I have a physical therapy place 4 houses down that I can go, get extra help and treatment for my knee or any other injuries I have. I have places where I go lift. Multiple places. I have people who, help me, if I need to go get my heavy lifting in to get my, my workouts in, and I have the kids, I have people who watch my kids. I have their kids who watch my kids. And so I have a really, really amazing support system here, that is absolutely incredible. And so, and this is a stepping stone into a lot of stuff that I want to get done in my life. A lot of the goals and dreams I have in my life, this is a major stepping stone to the things I want to do. Okay, so my team. So as of right now, my team, like my official, my team that helps is going to help me get there and stuff is, so my agent, she's like my right-hand man. She helps me with everything. Some of you guys know her, Holly Gaines. She is designing my website. She's like, making sure I'm on track with all the social media stuff to get my name out there, to get my training videos out there, just to get my purpose. And the purpose why I'm putting a lot of this, I'm going to be putting a lot of my, my journey out there on different social media platforms, is because I want to share this journey to let people know that you can still, be a mom, be a wife, be a business owner, work, do all these things, but you can still work at your dreams and you can still accomplish your dreams. And so I want to show people that you can do what you want to. Like, you have to find a way to get it done, but you can do it. And I want to show that by example. And my second person is my coach, Scott Block. He was my college coach. He actually just recently, this last season, the spring season of 2020, he had just resigned from his head coaching position at SIUE to pursue being with his family more, just because his wife is a very successful business owner. And I can only imagine how demanding being a head coach as a Division I track and field program is, like the time demand for it. So they have a little boy and they have one on the way. And so I'm like, no, this is like perfect timing. So I asked him if he would coach me, just because we're very familiar with one another. I'm very familiar with his coaching style. He's very familiar, with my strengths, my weaknesses, just me as an athlete. And I'm like, this is going to work out cool. It's going to work out awesome. And so he said he would. And so he's my coach. I'm hoping to add a few more people, but there has been people who has been assisting me, just like my physical therapist. We have a friend, Brooke, who has been helping me with like logos, shirt design, stuff like that. Sorry, I keep looking over because my youngest son is playing in the sink, but he seems to be doing okay. Mom life, guys. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. I also have a website we're working on that will show more details of like everything that's going on. Like if you just go to my website after it's done, you can stay up to date on like what I'm doing, how my training's going, like, everything, which is awesome. I did want to talk about like what my day looks like. And so, over the course, actually since my youngest was born, so two years ago, I have like slowly worked up to like working out a lot, training a lot, working on my nutrition, stuff like that. And, I am a health and fitness coach. And so, I just really been working on, all those things, all those aspects. And so like what my day looks like, people think I'm crazy, but sometimes you just have to do crazy stuff to get, accomplish your goals and dreams. But like generally, ideally, if I get to bed on time, because I have little kids, I wake up at 4 a.m. and I usually wake up at 4 a.m. I start a load of laundry, and then I drink my pre-workout and I heat up my hot packs or whatever, so I can like heat up my knee, my back, or whatever that I need to heat and stretch extra, drink my pre-workout. 30 minutes later, I start my first workout, and I work out about two times a day, 6 days a week. Sometimes it's a little bit more because sometimes I play ultimate frisbee with some of my friends around here and their kids and stuff, which is really, really fun. And so I generally work out 2 times a day, which I like. So I usually do my strength training, or I do like auxiliary lifts and I do heavy lifts later, or I do a combination of those plus my throwing sessions. And so I work out generally 2 times a day. So in the morning, I get my workout done. I usually, take my recover, my protein shake, jump in the shower, switch the laundry over. I do a whole bunch of chores around the house. And then by that time, the boys are usually up at like 7:38. I've already got my workout in, I've already showered. And also between working out, like while I'm waiting for my pre-workout to kick in and to go work out, I usually do a morning routine, which includes like praying, reading my scriptures, writing affirmations out, doing personal development, sometimes journaling. It's just like getting my mindset right for the day. So that's what I like to do in the morning. So I like to get up. I'm a morning person, so this really isn't that big a deal for me. If I get a good night's rest, I kind of jump out of bed at 4 a.m. I know people are going to call me crazy, but, sometimes you just got to, everyone's day looks different, and you have to do what you have to do to get stuff done, which is totally fine. You do you. That's your business. And so usually do that, play with the kids, spend time with the kids. And then I usually go to work. Well, then I go to work. I actually throw near my work, and so all my throwing stuff's at my work. I just store it there. And then I go throw. I come in, take a shower, get ready for work. Some days I lifeguard. Right now, hopefully I can kind of transition out of that. So sometimes I lifeguard, and then sometimes I just do parks and, director community program stuff. And I really like it. I really like that a lot. I'm really enjoying it. I love the people I work with. I love my office space. So it's been good. And my boss is very supportive, very, very supportive in me, reaching my goals. He keeps me accountable. Sometimes I'm very honest with him and I'm like, hey, like, I'm not really feeling it today. Like, I'm exhausted, but I need to throw in stuff. And he's like, no, you need to, like, he gives me a little pep talk. He's like, okay, now go throw. I'm like, okay, cool. So it's good to have people on your team, on your side, and, a lot of after workouts, I have to take care of my body. So I do a lot of extra stretching, a lot of icing, injury prevention or maintaining injuries, chronic injuries, or, some of those aches and pains that come up along with training as well. Right now, me and my coach, my goal is to do 100 throws a week, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it actually is a lot. And so, I'm throwing 3 times a week right now. So an average of 33 throws, but after like warming up and doing footwork and drills and then doing 33 throws, it's a very long session. Sometimes it's an hour, sometimes it's 2 hours. So it just depends on the day, how I feel, if I'm, whatever kind of thing. But I always try to, I really don't watch movies that often. I really don't do other stuff because what I like to do is train and read and, family stuff and work stuff. And that's just what my day is. And I try to get to bed by 9:30. So I get plenty of rest so I can wake up at 4 a.m. because I know what it's like to be sleep deprived and it doesn't work well with me and my anxiety. So last but not least, my overall goals are, so for this next coming year, the Olympic trials, my goal, just because I'm only a year out from it and I haven't been throwing in 5 years, have a lot to make up. My next big goal is to qualify for the Olympic trials, the U.S. Olympic trials next year. Every year after that, I want to qualify or compete at the World Championships or the Olympics. So how long I plan on competing for, I don't know. As long as I want, as long as I'm able to. We'll see. I don't know. It might be into my mid-30s. Who knows? But we'll just deal with that whenever we cross that bridge. But I'm really excited for this. Something I'm really, really excited about is for me to experience, the things that I will experience as a professional athlete, physically, mentally, the logistics of, how to be an independent professional athlete, whatever, mental, all that kind of stuff. I want to use that to help younger athletes, to build them up. So what I plan on doing is using my knowledge and my experience that I already have or that I will have, or I will gain, is to teach these younger athletes, to build them up, to develop them into better athletes, but not only athletes, but better people, better, better sisters, brothers, better children, better community members, workers, stuff like that. Because I want to use athletics as a way to reach young people and build them up and be better people. And I feel like I can use that, the athletics to do that. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm developing an elite athlete development program here locally. And what my goal is to eventually have a training facility here where high school athletes, college athletes, professional athletes can come here and train. In camps and programs, long-term, short-term, wherever they can learn about sports nutrition. They can learn, have all the stuff that they need to develop them as an athlete, but also develop them as a person as well. That will help them in their life. And so that's kind of my overall goals. Also, I don't know when this is going to happen, hopefully in the next year or so I can start school back up again, but I do want to go back to school for nutrition, specifically sports nutrition, and hopefully get my PhD in that. And that's another element that I can, bring forward to the table in my overall dream in developing a athlete training facility is having the sports nutrition part. So hold on one second. I didn't want my kid to start flooding my kitchen. So, if you guys have any questions, please reach out to me. I'm on Facebook, so I have a Facebook page. I'm on Instagram. I am on Twitch. and I'm on TikTok. So Twitch and TikTok, my username is Swole Hamster. Just because my last name is Hampl and people call me the hamster sometimes. I just thought it was funny. So Swole Hamster. So you can follow me on different kind of platforms. But feel free to reach out to me. Even if it's just about like your trainings, my training stuff. I am a health and fitness coach. So don't feel like you can't, like, feel free to reach out to me. Like if you just want to get started on your fitness journey or nutrition or wherever it may be. I mean, I have a health education degree, so I went to 4 years for it. So I just love to help people in any way that I can. And so, but also like feel free to follow me in my journey as, you know, being a professional athlete. And I'm going to be very open about the struggles I have or experiences that I have or whatever it may be. So I am great. I'm so grateful that you decided to, you know, watch this video if you made it this far. And it's going to be a wild, fun ride. And I just want to show people that anything is possible you can put your mind to. So I will probably see you guys next week. We'll do a video then. And yeah, if there's certain things you guys want me to talk about or you want to see, just let me know. And we'll see what we can do. Okay, bye guys.